Well, the U.S. and Canada trade war continues to escalate this morning, and Canada just announced its plan for retaliatory tariffs against the United States. Fox 13's John Hopstead joins us now in studio with more on the latest developments. John, good morning.
Good morning, Aaron. And Canada doing what they promised, striking back with matching tariffs on our country dollar for dollar, even as the president ratchets up the rhetoric. You see here on social media posting this map replacing the name of Lake Ontario with Lake America. But government officials in Canada, they're serious this morning. They're saying they are standing up to a country that for decades has shared one of the world's largest trading relationships. That relationship now in jeopardy. So the new announcement here, as of September 8th, Canadian tariffs will match the U.S. tariffs on 700 products, ranging from smartphones to kitchen appliances to some steel and aluminum. The president continues to say the U.S. has lost billions to Canada in bad deals and that our neighbors to the north are taking advantage of our country. So after negotiations broke down over the weekend, Trump put a 50% tariff on Canadian goods, while U.S. tariffs on all Canadian cars and trucks, they will increase to 50% on January 1st. So this is going to be a rough time for businesses, workers, and consumers on both sides of the border. But Canada says enough is enough.
But ultimately, the terms proposed by the U.S. administration were uneconomic, unfair, and ultimately unacceptable. They asked too much of Canada and offered too little in return.
Again, the trade discussions broke down over the weekend, and we may be learning more about the reasons why. The New York Times reporting this morning that the U.S. was demanding that Canada apply any U.S. tariffs on other countries regardless of Canada's trade agreements with those countries, and that the U.S. will retain all power to change tariff policy against Canada at any time. So clearly the terms are unacceptable to Canada, and this morning they are striking back, guys.
John, thank you. New this morning, Mexico resuming live cattle exports to the U.S. following that halt. For roughly 2 years, the Trump administration placed restrictions on cattle from Mexico following a screwworm outbreak there. The screwworm, which feeds on the flesh of warm-blooded animals, is now present on both sides of the border. Still, the cattle exports will have strict limitations. The U.S. has approved a new protocol which will place radio frequency identification tags in cows' ears and install scanners to detect the tags. Mexican officials are also inspecting each cattle for signs of screwworm.